being 2.5 back to now 4.5 back in the West.
Yeah, that's certainly a tough one when you think about for the psyche for a team. You're trying to win every single game. Every game's so important. You had that in your grasp, and it gets away, but you just move forward. And I saw that on the plane last night. Everyone was ready to go back at it today here in Seattle, swing the bats, and take a look at what we did yesterday as far as driving the ball out of the ballpark, according to our AT&T U-verse Rewind. Some really good swings, and they're facing a guy who's given up 25 home runs this season in Walker. So Mike Trout jumping on the first pitch. You might see that again tonight. More aggressive. And C.J. Cron, boy, he's even driving the baseball, whether it's off-speed, how's an off-speed changeup 2-0 pitch, and then a curveball late in the game. He's been driving the ball exceptionally well. They need him to be able to continue that power stroke, especially in the middle part of this order against a very good arm in Walker with that power fastball. So be aggressive on the fastball, drive the ball out of the ballpark, because this Seattle club has been scoring a lot more runs lately.
Yeah, the Halos are going to face three pretty good arms in this series against the Seattle Mariners. We're going to step away for a moment. When we return, we'll focus in on tonight's pitching matchup as Garrett Richards will go up against Taijuan Walker. Angels Baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. By Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. By Foster Farms Fresh and Natural, locally grown and no added hormones. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
In Southern California this last week, a pretty good pitching matchup when you start talking about young starters at the major league level. Garrett Richards coming off perhaps one of his best starts of this season, going up against Taijuan Walker.
Yeah, especially on a cool night like this, should end up being a perfect night for both pitchers. Walker with a power fastball, same thing with Richards. See those numbers career-wise for Garrett as a starter against Seattle, 4-2 with an ERA barely over 2. Walker's given up some home runs this season, 24 of them in his last 24 starts, but no mistake, he's a very, very good pitcher at 10-8. a season with an ERA just under 5.
Well, we're just about ready for baseball here in Seattle. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Minutes that they went from a potential 2.5-game deficit in the West and 2 back in the wild card to 4.5 back and 3 in the wild card. Minnesota winning tonight. They are defeating the Detroit Tigers 7-0. That game's in the 6th inning, and the Rangers hosting the first of 4 against the Houston Astros. Texas leading that one by the score of 3-2, and that game is just now in the top of the 7th inning. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll keep you updated as the night progresses. The Mariners have taken the field, so we will take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels at 72 and 70. It's pretty much a lineup that we've seen rather consistently over the weekend. We've got Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols in the top third of the order. Murphy, Cron, and Ibar in the middle third. Freese, Perez, and Featherston. So Carlos back in there once again. I don't think there's been a stretch where we've seen a catcher go 4 straight games this season long, but Carlos is the guy once again with Garrett on the mound. They're taking on the youngster, 23-year-old right-hander, and former first-round pick. His name is Taijuan Walker.
Yeah, Taijuan Walker has a power fastball, 93-97. Throws a cut fastball, curveball, and a changeup. About 74% of his pitches are fastballs. So my go-tos against Walker to be successful, it's all about that fastball. Try to square one up. He's given up 25 home runs total this year. And middle-of-the-order success, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters against him this season, 14 home runs and 37 RBI against them.
Well, let's take a look at the defense behind Walker tonight. Trumbo, O'Malley, and Smith from left to right. Seager, Marte, Cano, and Morrison from third to first, and Hicks is behind the plate.
And our good friend O'Malley out in center field. His 7th start in that position. Has no errors so far. Before this season, before last year, I should say, he never played center field in his professional career. He's done a very good job talking to people here in Seattle. He said he's covered a ton of ground in center field, especially coming in on the baseball.
Remember Austin Jackson, the former Seattle Mariners center fielder, traded just after the trade deadline. So they are looking to fill the void, trying to play out the rest of the spring. They've played a little bit better baseball. They're 69 and 75 and 8.5 back in the American League West. So the Angels 4 games better than Seattle at the start of this series. Cole steps in, ready to lead things off. First one tonight is upstairs for ball 1. Cole hitting .267. 23 home runs, 75 RBIs. Had a rough afternoon yesterday, going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. 22 doubles, 2 triples on the year. Walker working with that modified windup. And now when this is outside, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Kerwin Danley calling the balls and strikes. Alan Porter at first, Brian Lenore at second, and Mark Ripperger at third base. The umpiring crew for this 3-game set. Caught the outside corner, and it's 2-1. 62 degrees. At first pitch tonight. Very little breeze, if any at all. Roof is open. Mixture of some sun setting and the clouds up above. 2-1. A strike, 2-2. Cole goes down swinging, and there is out number 1.
And my Hyundai key for this game tonight for the Angels Houston Texans, a little Seattle band, straight on. Look for that straight on fastball. At times, Walker doesn't have a ton of movement, especially on his 4-seam fastball. That's the fastball you got to try to square up.
Making his 29th start of the season. That's his 151st strikeout on 162 plus innings this year. Trout takes a fastball for a strike.
And that's that straight 4-seam fastball that Walker will throw.
The third start that Walker has had against the Angels this year. 1-1 with a 5.25 ERA. 12 innings, 14 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. But 13 strikeouts and no walks against the Angels in those first 2 starts.
What we remember, he will pitch inside against right-handed batters.
Walker, first round pick in 2010 by Seattle. That's upstairs. Give it to count of 2-2. Out of Yucaipa High School. Not wasting any time, is he? Breaking ball, misses low, full count.
He stays right on that pitching rubber. Strong right-handed pitcher. Big shoulders.
Foul back. Count remains full. He's listed at 6'4", 235. Certainly a presence on that mound. The Mariners team that mentioned their record is 69-75 and 32-40 here at home. 3-2, sliced foul. So reset and do it again. Nice catch down there. And a bow.
Camped underneath it, reaches up and makes an outstanding play.
Trout goes down swinging on the breaking ball. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game.
It's right down in the strike zone. I think it could have been either his changeup, because he throws his changeup 90 to 92 range, kind of similar to what King Felix does with his changeup. His fastball is going to be 96, 97.
They overshift with Pujols at the plate. 3 infielders on the left side. .246 on the year. 35 home runs, 83 RBIs. Albert 0 for 4 yesterday. Multi-hit game on Saturday. So lays off the breaking ball. It's 1-1. And even with the shifts with Albert at the plate, they continue to pitch him away. And Albert just hasn't been able to stay away from trying to pull that outside pitch. And that one pulled out to left field. A breaking ball. Trumbo back near the wall. He was already playing deep. Makes the catch for the third out. The Angels go down in order to start the ball game. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Garrett Richards on the mound with a scoreless tie. Leading things off at short, Kyle Seager at third, Nelson Cruz at DH, Robinson Cano, the cleanup hitter at second, Seth Smith at right, Mark Trumbo in left, Logan Morrison at first, Sean O'Malley is in center field, and John Hicks batting ninth doing the catching as Garrett takes the mound for the 28th time this year. 13-10 on the season, 3.71 ERA.
Yeah, 13 game winner, looking for that career high 14th tonight. My go-tos for Richards, when he's successful, he's getting a lot of ground ball outs. 45% of his outs have been on the ground. He's actually got 17 double plays turned this year. He's a guy that when he's got that fastball working, a lot of ground ball outs.
Ketel Marte, the youngster, takes a breaking ball for a strike. 262 with 9 doubles, a triple, 9 runs batted in. 1-1. Richards got a no decision against the Dodgers in that last start. Went 7 2/3, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, had 11 strikeouts and 3 walks, throwing 109 pitches. Okay, fouls it at the plate. It's 1-2. Garrett very aggressive, good velocity in that start against the Dodgers. Looked like the ace of the staff.
Exactly, especially with that power fastball. 97 with cut action.
Down goes Marte on the breaking ball, and there's out number 1. Halos defensively of David Murphy in left, Mike Trout in center, Cole Calhoun in right. The infield with David Freese and Eric Ive on the left side, Taylor Featherston and C.J. Cron on the right, with Carlos Perez behind the plate.
And Mike Trout out in center field has been outstanding. 0 errors this entire season. He leads Major League Baseball as far as center fielders with 392 total chances in center field, also with a career high 5 assists.
One ball, no strikes on Kyle Seager. Mariner third base with 274, 24 home runs, 66 RBIs. Also with 32 doubles on the year. Broken bat liner back to the bat. And, Richards has it. That ball a little bobble there, but he hangs on to it for out number 2.
Broke his bat. Had it under control all the way back at him.
Absolutely. It's like trying to catch a butterfly with a butterfly net.
The guys love to have fun with him, too. When anything's hit back up the middle, all the guys in the field were looking at Garrett Richards. If you're going to get any line drive back at you as a pitcher, that's the one.
That's
the one.
Broken bat, just hovering. Nelson Cruz, the batter, with 2 outs. DH looks at a fastball for a strike. 310 hitter this year. 41 home runs, new career high for him. 87 runs batted in. He certainly is not disappointed. His first season here in Seattle. Fouls that one back. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
It's a 91-mile-an-hour slider. I just talked to Garrett after his last start out there where he threw the ball exceptionally well. Because he said he was kind of getting a little bit tired, a little fatigued in his shoulder just a couple of starts ago. But he said all of a sudden he's refreshed right now. I really like the way he competed deep in that game last time out there into that 8th inning. Threw the ball exceptionally well against the Dodgers, 7 2/3. 11 punch-outs.
Oh, to breaking ball, grounded to short. Ibar has it. Richards returns the favor. A 1-2-3 first. We'll head to the second with no score. C.J. Cron on deck, and Eric Ibar to follow. First one in for a strike.
Just free and easy with his motion, too. Not a lot of wasted energy for Walker. It was about 18% of his pitches will be changeups. That was a changeup right there.
This one back up the middle. That was smoked off the bat of Murphy. Lead-off single to start the second. That'll bring up Cron.
Looked like he went back-to-back changeups. Timed that one well, Murphy.
.275 hitter with 14 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Multi-homer game yesterday for the third time in his career, the first at home. He takes upstairs. Back-to-back games for CJ with home runs. Game winner on Saturday. Breaking ball down and away. It's been red hot. It's being recalled. Getting a lot of time over at first base as well. Albert serving as DH.
Good count to do some damage against Walker hitters on 2-0 counts when they're swinging. .438 batting average against them with 3 home runs. That's good
fastball, yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cron hit .343 in the month of July, .321 in August. He's hit .275 so far in the month of September through 11 games. Has 4 home runs this month. Fouls this one off to the right. Evens the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Line shot to right, a base hit. Murphy will turn. He's going to try to go to third. Up with it and firing it to Seth Smith. The throw, not in time. So back-to-back singles to start the second for the Angels. They have runners at the corners for Eric Ibar.
Yeah, I like Murphy challenging Seth Smith out in the outfield at that point, especially because it took him a while to get to the baseball. Good throw from Seth Smith, but a good piece of hitting for C.J. Cron going inside out on that baseball because it wasn't hit as hard. It's a while to get to him in that outfield grass, which is kind of thick. They're going to try to take that extra base, and they did right there. You know, the guys were here early today during batting practice, and they were seeing that baseball hit in the outfield. It was going a little bit slower, so you're going to take that chance to go with that extra base. It goes at a high grass in the outfield.
Middle infield looking for the double play ball. Ibar at the plate. Eric takes low. .270 hitter. Couple of home runs, 38 RBIs. Eric yesterday went 1 for 4. Facing a pitcher that got knocked out of his last start rather early. Lasted just 3 innings. Gave up 6 runs, 5 earned. His 3 innings of work gave up 6 hits as well. Threw just a total of 59 pitches, and that was against the Rangers right here at Safeco. One ball, 1 strike. Last start against the Angels for Walker was on July 12th here at Safeco. He gave up 7 runs, 6 earned. It's 5 innings of work. 7 strikeouts and no walks in that one.
And Eric's 3 for 4 in his career versus Walker. He's trying to hit that ball to left center field, especially with fastballs away.
Trumbull playing shallow and left. Takes the off speed down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
What a benefit it is for Walker to be able to watch Felix Hernandez throw, especially with similar changeups. Pretty firm as far as velocity of their changeups, 88 to 91 range, but good ones.
This one hit towards short. Marte to CANO, over to Morrison. It's a double play. Murphy scores, and it gives the Angels a 1-0 lead, but the bases now are clear. No RBI for Eric.
It looked like that might have been another changeup. Yeah, he took something off on a two-seam fastball.
All right.
Two outs, and here's David Freese. So the fastball for a strike.
Very similar as far as King Felix's changeup, more of a split finger changeup.
Well, Angels will face Felix tomorrow.
Every time you talk to Felix about that, you think it's a split finger fastball, but he calls it a changeup.
Watch out. Did I get him on the helmet?
Upper shoulder or helmet area, yes. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
On the shoulder. Maybe he even got the helmet as well. They did the right thing there, turning that head in toward the catcher area.
Yeah, if you're a youngster at home, anytime you're at the plate and you see a fastball coming in like that, just turn your body, turn your head. You're still probably going to get hit with the baseball, but you have a better chance not get hit in that helmet area or in the face area for sure.
That's the 9th time that Freese has been hit this year. Carlos looks at a breaking pitch for a strike. Perez hitting .225, 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. And I misspoke earlier. I said that Carlos making his 4th consecutive start. Actually, he's making his 5th. He caught the Wednesday game against the Dodgers. He was at the off day on Thursday.
He's been throwing the ball very well behind the plate, framing pitches exceptionally well, and swinging the bat pretty solid.
Outside, it's 2 balls and a strike. One nothing Angels. Ibar hitting into the double play. Scored Murphy from third base. Two balls, 2 strikes. Murphy and Crone with back-to-back singles to open the 2nd inning. It's fouled back. It's a piece of Kerwin Danley. Cal remains at 2-2. Astros have tied it up. It's 3-3 in the 8th in Arlington. Minnesota still leading the Tigers 7-1. Minnesota ahead of the Angels in the wild card. Breaking ball, and he got him to chase it. It's the 3rd out of the inning. The Angels do get a run on a couple of hits, leading 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Join us for Oktoberfest, September 25th. Angels taking on the Seattle Mariners, and that's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a boot mug courtesy of Shock Top while supplies last. Get your tickets now at the box office or online.
Now for the boot mug.
I think we should have a pregame boot mug contest.
Yes.
You can drink out of the boot the fastest. Right before we go on air.
Perfect.
Robinson Cano, Seth Smith, Mark Trumbo. Middle third of the order for Seattle against Garrett Richards. Flips one to foul territory for strike one. Cano had a tremendously slow start to the season. He's got better this year. Numbers overall look good. 278, 16 home runs, 63 runs batted in, 33 doubles. He's got 50 extra base hits. It's the 11th consecutive season, which is every season that he's been in the big leagues. Just 50 or more extra base hits.
Just a perfect swing he has. It's all about his timing. A lot of times you see guys with the high leg kick trying to get the foot down. He's all about that movement going forward when the pitch is thrown. He loads up and then going forward.
Cano, the 5th player in Major League Baseball history to open a career with at least 50 extra base hits. His first 11 seasons. El Caballo, Carlos Lee, first 13 seasons. Albert Pujols, Eddie Matthews, and Paul Wainer. The others. Down at the dirt, gets away from Carlos. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cano also 10 hits now, shy of 2,000 for his career. Another breaking ball. Full count.
Yeah, early in the season, looked like he was trying to turn on pitches, to create power, trying to hook the ball down the right field line here. The ball in the alley is more difficult to hit out.
253 in April, 250 in May, and then hit 212 in the month of June. It's cooled off a little bit here in September. 2 hot months in July and August. 3-2, and there's ball 4. So the leadoff man is on board.
Boy, Seattle in general since August 15th have been averaging 5.21 runs per game. Only the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Red Sox have scored more during that stretch.
Seems to coincide with their new hitting coach, the great Edgar Martinez. Took over on June the 20th.
I was talking to Mike Blowers today, who does a color analyst job for the Seattle Mariners. He said he's made such a difference with the hitters. He's trying to use that middle of the field more consistently.
Smith takes down and away. 246 hitter this year with 10 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Mariners right in the middle of the pack as far as stolen bases are concerned. Cano doesn't run much. 2 bases, been caught 6 times. Two balls, no strikes. Both starters with 1, 2, 3 first innings. Both guys allowing the leadoff man to reach in the second inning. Smith hammers one to deep right field. 2-1 Seattle. That got out in a hurry, his 11th of the season.
Boy, hitters against Richards this year in those 2-0 counts, when they're making contact, they were right at 400. Challenging with a fastball, tried to cut that fastball in, but got a little bit more of the plate. Smith ready for that one, got the barrel out and drives that one out well out to right field.
No doubter off the bat, a walk and a home run, and just like that, Seattle is up 2-1. There's Trumbo. Runs through the first one. 176th home run hit by Seattle. They came into play tonight 5th in the American League in that category.
Boy, Seth Smith now this year 11 for 29 with 3 home runs and 7 RBI against the Angels.
Trumbo chases and it's 0-2. Mark hitting .257, 12 home runs, 36 RBIs as a Mariner. Started the season with Arizona. Came over that deal early this season. 80th game with Seattle. He's at .259 with Arizona. Starting left fielder. Two balls, 2 strikes. Home run to 17th allowed by Richards. Now goes from 0-2 to 3-2 on Trumbo.
Really overthrew that slider. And you got to keep that front shoulder in long enough to be able to get that good arm slot to snap that slider off.
Carlos set up back outside. 3-2. Trumbo chops it up the middle. High ball to his left. Spin move. Can't get the ball out of the glove. Infield base hit for Trumbo.
Back up the middle. And Ibar, even if he's getting that out of the glove, I don't think he has a chance to Trumbo going down the line anyhow.
Nobody out. First 3 have reached. Walk, a home run, and a single. Here's Logan Morrison, the first baseman. .16 home runs, 50 runs batted in for Morrison. Overthrown breaking ball yet again. Threw a really good one in the first inning to get Marte on the strikeout. He's overthrown the other ones since then.
Through that 2-seam fastball now, it looks like.
Ball ran in on Logan. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Seth Smith with a 2-run home run, his 11th of the year, to put Seattle up 2-1.
Quite a few pitches thrown this inning for Richards, only 9 in the first inning. 19 so far already in this inning.
Pretty good lead for Trumbo over at first, but he's not going anywhere. 1-2. Frankie pitched a little bouncer back toward the mound. Garrett has it. 1 down. Trumbo ends up at scoring position. Good off-speed pitch from Richards. And it's Sean O'Malley coming to the plate. Center fielder. Spent time with the Angels last year. Total of 11 games. Matter of fact, picked up his first major league hit in the Angels uniform. And it was Southridge, Washington, born in Richland. 27-year-old signing as a free agent this offseason with Seattle.
Got to be a thrill for him to come home.
It's a breaking ball for a strike. That was a beauty. Spent most of the season at AAA, at 297 at Tacoma. 5 home runs, 39 RBIs, 20 stolen bases as well. Chopper off the plate. Crone's going to field it, flips it to Richards, not going to get there. O'Malley, infield base hit.
Late going towards first base for Richards. Chops that one off the plate area. Tried to recover, but at that point O'Malley runs very well. Is going to feed that out for an infield hit. And right away you saw the reaction from Gary. As soon as that ball was hitting its body, they got to think a quick, shorter line towards first base.
First visit of the night by Mike Butcher. Garrett's faced 5 batters. He's retired 1. He's got runners at the corners now. It's John Hicks, the batter that's due up. Kerwin Danley making the slow walk out to the mound to break up the mania. Fairly quick and economical first inning for Garrett. But a longer second inning, and it all started with the walk to Robinson Cano. Hicks, the catcher, 1 for 19. 1 RBI. 26-year-old from Virginia. He was an Angels draft selection in 2008 out of high school, but opted not to sign with the University of Virginia. 4th round pick of Seattle in 2011. And a wild pitch will bring in the 3rd run. Overthrown fastball, it looked like. Trumbo comes in to score. It's 3-1 Seattle.
15th wild pitch of the season for Richards. Fastball overthrown in front of the plate area. And ideally you would want Carlos to try to stay down there, not use that glove and turn it that way, turn the glove straight forward. Keep those shoulders a little bit more square. Although a fastball like that overthrown, not an easy thing to keep in front of you.
Yeah, there's never a catcher that's anticipating having to block a fastball in the dirt. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. O'Malley ends up at second base. Foul tip. 1-2. Hicks played an 83 game at Tacoma. Games, I should say. 245 there. 6 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Pick off attempt. No throw. Mike Zunino's not even with the ball club. He got sent out to work on the offensive side of his game. Very good defender. Good power, tremendous power. A lot of strikeouts though.
Yeah, tried to pull everything really. That's the reason why there's that outside part of play was such a difficult task for him.
2-2. Of course, the Mariners, like the Angels, without a general manager. The process of going through their search as well. Jack Sorensen let go. fouls it off. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. (3-1) Seattle. We're just in the bottom of the second. Breaking pitch. It's fouled off into the seats. They got in the seats in a hurry.
Hanging breaking ball.
O'Malley takes off. This one bounced toward third and it's fouled. O'Malley's been trying to time it this entire plate appearance.
Throwing a couple sliders in a row to Hicks. I think that 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees away is a perfect pitch to throw now for Richards.
Looked like he went around. He did. Or at least he admitted so by dropping the bat and running toward first.
Yes. At that point, yeah, I think I did.
I'm guilty. 2 down. Second strikeout for Richards. O'Malley stays at second base.
See if he did go. Looked like he did. No question went. Saw that ball in the dirt. Decided to run the first anyhow before even the call was made.
So 2 outs, top of the order here, and Ketel Marte, switch hitting shortstop, struck out in the first. Takes outside. Marte out of the Dominican Republic, just 21 years of age. 40th game for Seattle. We're looking to strike to even the count. Finally going in a different direction. They've had a number of guys, including high draft pick Brad Miller, unsuccessfully take over the everyday job at shortstop. Now they're giving Marte a look. Bounce or foul. It's 1-2. Good speed. Seven stolen bases at the major league level. With 20 at AAA in 65 games.
Pretty good glove at shortstop also. Good range, good throwing arm.
A very long bottom of the second for Garrett Richards. 7th man that he has faced. And hasn't been one of those 1 or 2 pitch at bats every time either. There's been some deep counts.
He's already thrown 33 pitches in this inning. And when you think of Richards, he has great stuff. When you try to get to that next level as far as the top-notch elite pitchers in baseball, you got to do some other things too besides have that great arm that he has. And that's field your position, cover bases, the little things to give yourself a chance to be a consistent 18 to 20 game winner each and every year, because that arm is definitely there. It's those other intangibles that he's still working on to get better.
Outside, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. O'Malley, the base runner at second base. 2-2 now to Marte. Down and in. Full count. Kyle Seager is the man on deck. Marte draws the walk, the second one issued by Richards. So the inning continues, and Seager will bat with 2 on and 2 outs.
Well, now you're dealing with a very, very good run producer. And Seager, when every game from this point forward is a must-win. Looking up, you see Cleveland won again today. Now they're 500. They're 71 and 71. Yep. Minnesota's winning again. 7-1 against Detroit late. That's in the 8th inning.
Seager takes down and throw to second on a back pick. That ball hits O'Malley right in the helmet. A one-hop throw. O'Malley diving back in, and it got him.
He seems to be hurt on that one. Right away, Eric Ibar waved into Seattle's dugout. Trainer Rick Griffin checking in on O'Malley. He's been there a long time. A very good trainer.
Carlos Perez on a pickoff throw to second base. One hop to throw.
See what had happened when he dove back, the helmet came off and then got hit with the baseball.
Yeah.
Helmet there, especially with that flap on the ear, is there for protection, but when he dove back, it fell off his head and then he got hit with the baseball square on.
Nothing Ibar can do. He's going to stay in the game.
Ibar was showing how many fingers he has up at that point. Seems to be okay. He's able to smile now.
So O'Malley is at second base, Marte at first. 0-1 count on Seager. Seager hit that soft liner back to Richards in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. One ball, one strike. Prince Fielder with a 2-run blast for Texas in the bottom of the 8th inning, so the Rangers lead the Astros 5-3. Twins still up 7-1. That game's in the 8th. Being played at Target Field. Seager. Skies went out to shallow left. Ibar goes out, calls for it, makes the catch from third out. The Mariners, though, sent 8 men to the plate, scored 3 runs as we head to the third. The Angels down 3-1. third inning, 9-1-2 coming up for the Angels. Featherston, Calhoun, and Trout. Taijuan Walker had his issues in the second inning himself, but he limited it to just one run. Got a big double play ball off the bat of Eric Ibar. Seattle staked him to a 3-1 lead. Had to sit for a while, though. He delivers a first pitch strike on Featherston. 156 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. Walker with 3 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. Featherston hooks one down the left field line, and that one is foul. Pretty good poke.
And a fastball down and in and turned on it. Just pulled it foul. Looking for his second career home run.
Oh, 2 pitch. It's a breaking ball. 1-2.
Most times as a hitter, you'll get a breaking ball after turning on a fastball inside like that.
Yeah.
He'd almost be stunned if he came right back in with another fastball.
Fastball away. This one ran back in. Smith was playing shallow. We'll put it away for the first down. Taylor yesterday, of course, the unfortunate play of the ball getting stuck in the webbing of his glove on a rocket off the bat of Correa. But, nothing you could do in that situation.
Yeah, he said he didn't, he was just stunned at what happened. The only thing he could have done is throw his entire glove with the ball in it to second base for a force out.
Try to get the force at second. Calhoun fouls it off.
That baseball off the bat of Correa was 111 miles an hour. That hit speed. And that was a rocket that he caught. And it even would have been a difficult play because where Eric was playing too. You're going to try to catch a glove and find a base and then deal with Altuve running.
Exactly. Where Eric was playing, Altuve was running. Off the bat for us, for me, I thought it was going to be a double into the alley. And Altuve was going to score. He made one heck of a play just to get to it. And a number of what-ifs in that ninth inning. Cole swinging a miss, 1-2. What if Houston Street doesn't throw a fastball 1-2 to Preston Tucker? What if Featherston gets the ball out of the glove? What if Cole is able to make the catch on the home run, eventual home run by Jed Lowry?
When you felt comfortable, extremely comfortable, with a 3-0 lead in the ninth.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
But you got to move on, and starts off well. You score a run in the second inning, but then you give 3 right back. Needed that shutdown inning.
Oh, goes down swinging for out number 2.
And that home run yesterday by Jed Lowry. You can see that reaction for Houston Street, hoping that Cole would get there, but when he was trying to time his leap, see that reaction by the youngster in the stands there too, that he looked like he hit his hip as he was trying to time the leap.
It's a 6th consecutive strikeout, by the way, for Cole Calhoun. That's a new career high for him. Striking out 4 times yesterday. Trout takes upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. He punched down in the first, so he's 0 for 1.
Trout 4 for 6 against Walker in his career with a home run. Since 2011, Trout with 43 RBI against Seattle.
One-two pitch. Fastball. Got the top part of the strike zone, but Taijuan Walker doesn't get the call.
Take a look at our Fox tracks. You're going to see that target was set up high, and he hits the target, upper part of the strike zone. The Trout got the call.
2-2. Downstairs, full count. Pujols on deck. Lifted out toward right field. Slicing toward the seats. Smith will watch it land there. So we'll reset and do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Didn't quite get the barrel of the bat out. Trout usually very, very quick on any fastball downstairs.
Three-two. Again, fouled off toward the seats and out of play. Mentioning Cleveland earlier with their victory today over Kansas City. They have come into action today, game and a half back of the Angels in the wild card race. Lost by the Halos, and all of a sudden Cleveland's right behind you, looking at your heels. This is over to first, knocked down by Morrison. He'll pick it up, flip it to Walker, and he can't hang on to it. Ends up tumbling.
Yeah, you just hope he's okay.
Yeah. If he hangs on to the baseball, I think they get Trout.
And you're hoping Trout is all right also. Ball was hit hard. Morrison knocks it down. The flip, try to catch it with his bare hand.
That's a generous base hit, and Trout will take it.
The ball right off the heel of his bare hand, the palm area.
So man on for Pujols. Albert hitting a breaking pitch to deep left, tracked down by Trumbo. Mark playing very deep in left.
Well, you have to play like that when you don't make as a pitcher. This is when you look for a fastball first pitch to try to do some damage if you're Pujols.
That's a pretty close play there. Morrison wants the Mariners to take a look at it. Pretty good throw toward the runner. Quick tag by Logan.
As a base stealer, you always try to go to that back part of the base, a longer tag for a first baseman.
I think they may have gotten him.
Walker already with 3 pickoffs this year. He's got a really quick footwork as far as and the throw over.
Mariners are going to challenge this one. Brian Lenora, the crew chief, and Mark Ripperger, the first base umpire. Pardon me, Alan Porter, the first base umpire, over. Ripperger's over at third.
Doesn't matter if he got that tag on the shoulder before Trout got his hand back on that base.
I remember early on in the replay system, seemed like everybody would point into the dugout, you know. But nowadays, because of how definitive the views have been, you get a first baseman that reacts like that, a lot of times, obviously, their estimation, because they're looking at the whole play, they think they got him. Now the question is there a definitive angle?
Seems like everyone on the Mariner team in the field is starting to walk towards the dugout.
Yeah, they're watching it on the big screen in center field.
Well, the angle we saw looked like he did get him before he got
right
his
on the shoulder.
Yeah. I mean, that is super quick footwork for Walker. And he shortens up his throw. A lot of times you see a pitcher throw that long throwing motion like he would do to the plate, but you don't want to do that when you're making a pickoff. You shorten up your throw, quick footwork. Now, the only question would be is if the tag was from that different angle, is it not making contact with the shoulder before it's around the helmet area. From the angle we've seen, it looked like he got him.
Michael Nora and Porter getting ready to take off the headsets. They've gotten their ruling, and he is out, so the call is overturned. It's the third out of the inning, and we will head to the bottom of the third. Cruz, CANO, and Smith coming up for Seattle. Mariners up 3-1. For a chance to see yourself in an upcoming Angels broadcast, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. 3-1, Seattle leads it. Bottom of the third inning. Cruz, CANO, and Smith coming up against Garrett Richards. Had a very long second inning pitches, and time-wise, there are 8 batters.
39 pitches thrown by Richards.
First one, this is the strike zone by quite a bit. Cruz grounded out to end the first inning. He's 0 for 1. One ball, one strike. Texas has closed out the Astros, so they pick up a game in the standings and find themselves 1/2 game back of first place. It's a 4-game series in Arlington. Bouncer to third. One away.
Again, if you're in that dugout right now, you're looking up. You see now that the Astros lost a game. You can pick up a game.
There's the scoreboard. Minnesota ended up closing out Detroit. Minnesota, as far as the wild card is concerned, still 1 back. They pick up another game in the standings in the Central. By the way, they're 9 back now in the Central. I'm not saying that there's a chance that they could overtake Kansas City. Kansas City has cooled off considerably.
Johnny Cueto, the guy they picked up to be their ace, has really struggled. He's 2-6 with Kansas City. Minnesota now 7 games over 500.
Where Kansas City was like the runaway as far as running away and hiding. All of a sudden, they find themselves at 84-59. Toronto play today? I don't think so. Toronto's just 2 games back of that
for best record.
That was unthinkable a month ago. CANO bounces this one foul, 2-1. Updated West standings. A win for the Angels. They would pick up a game and go to 3.5 back. A loss, they would remain 4.5. Seattle would go to 7.5. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And until that X is right next to your team name in the standings. Never know.
Did we say about a month or 2 ago that we thought that there may be a play-in game just to make it as one of the wild card teams in the American League? Now the National League looks a little more settled. The American League, definitely not.
Oh, St. Louis has cooled off quite a bit. Coming off a tough road trip, I think it was. or stretch anyway.
All three of those teams look like they're going to make the postseason, though. Three teams in the NL Central look like they're on their way to the postseason. And the Cubs, it's been a while for them.
Third strikeout for Richards. 2 outs, bases clear for Seth Smith. He turned a fastball around quickly for a 2-run blast in the second. 39 RBIs on the year. Boy, whether the A's or with Seattle, this son of a gun has seemed to have big hits against the Angels.
And he's always seems to be in accounts where he's getting a fastball.
Yeah.
Always had a tough time with a slow curveball or a changeup. But anything firm, whether it's a hard slider or fastball, he's on it. Now that's a sharp, perfect slider from Richards.
Two balls, one strike. They're trying to complete a 1-2-3 inning. Got a piece of it. Fouls it back. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The one pitch we haven't seen him throw a whole lot so far in this game is his curveball. You would think the curveball against Smith would be a good pitch, especially away against him.
He's had a tendency, especially in that second inning, to overthrow a lot of his pitches. See where Carlos is set up. And he got him looking. A 1-2-3 inning for Garrett, including a couple of strikeouts. 3 complete. Seattle up 3-1. Music Garden. Come enjoy live German music, dancing, and beer tasting from Golden Road and Firestone. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or online at angels.com. Is that your German dancing?
Yes, I was doing it for you. The rally dance.
I'm doing the read, looking to my left. I turn around and Gooby's dancing.
And I did cross my knee, too.
It's good luck.
Yeah.
Pujols, Murphy, and Cron here in the 4th against Taijuan Walker. 4 strikeouts, no walks, and 3 hits allowed. Albert in the hole at 0-2. Pujols was at the plate when Walker picked off Mike Trout. A call that eventually got to overturned. His favors. Albert skies one to left center. Not very deep. O'Malley comes in. 1 out.
It's good to see O'Malley seems to be okay now after getting hit in the head on that pickoff attempt from Carlos Perez at second base earlier.
David Murphy with a base hit up the middle and a run scores. 1-for-1. Oh, 2. Two down.
Well, he wastes absolutely no time in between pitches.
Yeah, it's almost as if you do have to call time quite a bit to maintain your own pace up there at the plate.
Yeah, you can't allow a pitcher to dictate the pace all the time, especially when they get in a good groove that Walker is in right now.
Two outs, nobody on. C.J. Cronut. Sort of break the ball for a strike. Grown 1-for-1. He punched the base, hit the right field. Lifts this one out to right, got jammed. Smith is there. Well, you talk about a quick top of the fourth. Went to the bottom of the inning, still 3-1 Seattle. Fox Sports West and the Angels are excited to announce you can download and use Angels' brand new player emojis using your iPhone or Android device. We will continue to unveil one player emoji during each game broadcast through this Thursday. And tonight we're unveiling Mike Trout. Log on to angels.com/emoji and download Trout's emoji now. Can we see that emoji again? I was reading. I didn't get a chance to see it.
Solid.
Does it look just like him?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he'll be very pleased.
If he's not already. Trumbo leads things off, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Trumbo, Morrison, and O'Malley here in the fourth inning. Garrett with a 1-2-3 thirds, a second time tonight. He retired the side in order. Trumbo lifts one out to shallow right field. Taylor Featherston puts it away. Here's a look at that Mike Trout emoji. Looks just like him.
I can't tell. Is that in center field right now?
Yeah. See? Does just look like him. Logan Morrison 0 for 1. A little bouncer back to the mound his first time up. just a bit outside. Changing the eye level. 2 balls, no strikes.
Trying to set that target inside.
Well,
it's impressive, though, getting the backstop in the air.
Thankfully, the Mariner Moose was nowhere near behind home plate. Might be down for the count. Upstairs, 3-0. Richards with a couple of walks tonight, go with 4 strikeouts. And he walks Morrison on 4 straight. O'Malley with the infield base hit. The second inning, there's a chopper in front of the plate. Cronfield and beat Garrett to the bag. O'Malley, originally a 5th-round pick of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 2006 at a high school in Washington. Oh, what count? Good breaking ball. Throws another one, 0-2. Morrison with a short lead over at first base. That one misses up one away. Both teams with 3 hits. Angels getting a run in the second. Seattle answered with 3 of their own in the bottom of the inning. Valley breaks his bat, hits a 1-hopper toward Freeze, fires a second, and out at second base is the call. The barrel of the bat, or part of it, ends up near the mound. 2 down.
It's a good play by Freeze. Your only play more than likely is going to be to second base. Quick throw and just able to stay on the base and get out of the way.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Taylor.
Well, you really put yourself out to be taken out pretty hard at second base, especially on a throw like that on a jam shot.
So 2 outs. O'Malley over at first. You got to pay attention to him with his speed. John Hicks, the catcher at the plate, looks upstairs. Hicks struck out swinging in the second. Chased a breaking ball. O'Malley with 2 bags this year at the major league level. This is his 11th game since being called up. 2 balls, no strikes. 73rd pitch of the night for Garrett. 42 strikes, 31 balls. 2-1. Hicks kind of has that Mike Sweeney build, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Sweeney recently inducted in the Royals Hall of Fame. Two balls and 2 strikes. They'll start this road trip with a 28-39 record away from the Big A. Been a challenge all season long as far as going away from the Big A. 10-game road trip. 3 here, 4 in Minneapolis, 3 in Houston. Takes a called strike 3, and that'll do it for Seattle. 4 complete, 3-1 Mariners.
Highway miles per gallon. This car was made for driving in California. Visit Dodge.com. By AT&T U-verse, more live channels on the go than cable. And by Infinity, luxury cars that delivered inspired performance.
Top of the 5th here at beautiful Safeco Field in Seattle. Game 1 of a 3-game series. The Angels took a 1-0 lead in the second, and Seattle answered. The bottom of the second with 3 runs, and that's where we stand right now. As Ibar, Freese, and Perez are due up here against Taijuan Walker. He's coming off a 1-2-3 fourth.
1,200 career hits for Eric Ibar. They're now 7th all-time on that list as far as hits for the Angels in their history.
A 1,200 hit occurred yesterday, a single in the 4th inning. As he bounces out to start this 5th inning.
He's 4 hits away from passing his good friend and double play combo with Howie Kendrick.
One out, nobody on, and David Freese up. Hit by a pitch, first time up. Ibar, by the way, 0 for 2. He's late on the fastball. Provides a souvenir for a fan. No balls, 2 strikes. Yet another souvenir. Last fastball at 95 for Walker. Thrown 68 pitches, 47 strikes. Time was called last second there. Hit out toward right center. O'Malley got a good start on it, and he will track it down for out number 2. He's already shading Freeze that way. Makes the catch.
It's a pretty good adjustment, though, as you've been a middle infielder, throughout your career in the minor leagues and even in the major leagues, to be able to run that one down. Solid play by O'Malley out in center. See right there exactly where he's at. Shading to hit the ball that way, but tracks it down very well. Plays a pretty deep center field, but it's all about getting used to that position. He's been solid.
Carlos Perez grounds one over to Logan Morrison. Yet again, another quick inning for Taijuan Walker. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-1 Seattle.
Angels, it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Marte, Seager, and Cruz top of the order for Seattle to face Garrett Richards. 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 hits allowed. Marte, the shortstop, has 1 of each, a punch out and a walk. So he's 0 for 1. First one up and away. Marte bounces it foul. So Richards ahead of the count now at 1-2. Kind of a odd game for Garrett so far. Just inconsistent, and all of a sudden a glimpse of the normal Garrett Richards. Then all of a sudden back to inconsistency. Bounced off the foot foul.
It's all, you know, the thing is with Garrett is being consistent with his mechanics, keeping that front shoulder in long enough to be able to hit the spots both inside and out with his fastball, slider. But everything seems to be firm today. I really think eventually, where we've talked about it before, that off-speed pitch, his curveball, or even starting to feel more comfortable throwing his changeup. I mean, you see Walker, he's throwing that 74, 75 mile an hour curveball. It's important because you have that differential in speeds.
It's been able to throw for strikes, so it gives hitters something else to at least think about. Marte chopping this one towards short. Ibar comes in, has to get rid of it quickly. One down. Fans, time is running out on exclusive Angels experiences at the Big A. All Access Angels gives fans a chance to bid on great experiences like Steel Third and Honorary Back Care. There's only 6 games left at home. For more info and to bid on these experiences, go to angels.com/access. The next homestand is the last one for the Angels. 3 against Seattle, 3 against Oakland. The Angels finish up the season in Texas. 4-game series. Seager looks at a strike.
Unless there's one of those playing games to get to that wild card game.
That's true. Seager will line out to Richards and a pop-up to Eric Ibar.
See, that's a perfect fastball right there. It's free and easy. Great delivery from Garrett. Good life on that one at 95. And location perfect.
Missed down and away. A 1-2 count. Seager with 24 home runs this year. The impressive thing is 12 have come against left-handed pitching. Jam there. Ball lands in the seats. Nobody's going for it. The guy that's chasing after it stumbles for it. Covered it up. Seager goes down swinging. Not fully committed to that breaking pitch. 2 down.
See, that slider even more effective. That one is at 88. We've seen Garrett a couple times in this game overthrow his slider 91 miles an hour. Sometimes you muscle up on that pitch, it flattens out. That's a perfect one right there at 88. Gives the illusion it's the lower part of the strike zone because the 2 pitches before were at the knees, and it was a perfect spot. It's 87 pitches thrown, 39 of them in the second inning for Richards.
I think you're onto something when you talk about Garrett needing to throw something that's softer, give hitters a different appearance. He's got devastating stuff, and the fastball moves all over the place. The slider's wicked when it's on. But you're right. I think something that's whether it's a changeup or a split grip, just throw something off on hitters because everything is firm. It's in there for a strike.
I mean, the reason why I say that, and I fell into that too when I was, especially as a young pitcher, when I had a pretty good fastball. I was basically a fastball slider guy, so everything was pretty firm. Eventually, I learned to take something off the fastball, then utilize a changeup. It took a couple different grips to feel comfortable throwing the changeup. But I got a lot of easy outs,
quick outs.
Yes,
and
on the changeup.
That's the key of the off speed,
and that's the design, especially when you're a power arm like Richards. To utilize your changeup to get outs. You're not looking for a strikeout necessarily. You're looking to get outs with that pitch off the end of the bat, out in front, and roll over on a ground ball.
Behind here on Cruz at 3-1. Cruz twice has grounded out tonight.
And these counts, Victor, have not been real good to Richards this season. 462 with 3 home runs against him on 3-1 counts when their hitters are hacking on a fastball.
This is a walk, 4th one that he has given up tonight. It brings up Robinson Cano. Two starts ago, Garrett set a season high in walks with 5. He's at, including this one tonight, 4 games of 4 or more walks. Cano shoots to the left, a base hit. Murphy cuts it off, and advancing to second is Cruz. So 2 on and 2 outs now for Seth Smith.
One of those 2-out walks, even though it's a power hitter, and Cruz, when you fell behind, it's going to force Mike Butcher to call down. You can see now that a bullpen.
Smith takes a breaking ball for a strike. 2-run home run in the second inning, his 11th of the year, now with 39 runs batted in. And struck out looking in a third. So 1 for 2 games so far. Angels have a left-hander getting ready in the bullpen. 0-1. 0-2. Wesley Wright's the first man up.
The curveball right there. You see when Garrett throws that curveball, you'll see that one finger up in the air and then snaps it off. That is a quality pitch at 82.
And that is hammered out to center. Trout racing back to the wall. That's off the top of the fence. Cruz will come in to score. Cano stops at third. It's an RBI double for Smith, and that makes it 4-1 Seattle.
Well, you mentioned earlier how Seth Smith seems to get those big swings against the Angels. It's a slider that was upstairs off the wall. Fortunate enough, stayed in the ballpark. Rated that 401 sign to dead center field. 96 pitches already for Garrett.
Still in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 outs, and a 2-out walk started this rally. The leadoff walk in the second started that rally. Here's Trumbo, 1 for 2. Trumbo with a base hit. The run scored in the second, popped down in the 4th. The 3rd run came across on a wild pitch by Garrett. Cano standing at third base. Smith at second. 3 RBI game for Seth. Next pitch will be the 100th of the game for Garrett. Shows you that graphic where through 39 in the second inning. Trumbo pops it up. David Freese comes down the line and into foul territory, puts it away, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. But Seattle tacks on a run. We'll head to the 6th. Halos now trailing 4-1.
Smith has had himself a game. A 2-run home run well out the right field. And then on a slider out over the plate, doubles off the wall at the 401 sign, giving him 3 RBI. Taijuan Walker's got a good fastball working tonight. 95-97. Very effective with 5 strikeouts through 5 innings.
Coming off back-to-back innings, which he faced 6 batters and retired all 6. He'll face 9, 1, and 2 here in the 6th inning. Featherston, Calhoun, and Trout. Taylor looks at a strike. Featherston 0 for 1. A fly ball to right field in the 3rd inning.
He's able to throw that curveball consistently for strikes.
Fouling off that fastball.
And you'll see late swings after a 74-mile-an-hour curveball to the next pitch. 96, 22-mile-an-hour differential between his curveball and fastball.
That goes back to the point we were talking about, that slow stuff.
Your job when you're pitching on the mound is to throw off the timing of a hitter. Best way to do that is having that differential in the speed of your pitches.
Featherston goes down swinging for the first out.
That was his changeup. Hyundai key for this game, a straight on look for that fastball. Now you've gotten yourself in position now where Walker's comfortable throwing his all-speed pitches because he's been ahead of the count. Get yourself back into those fastball counts where you can get that straight 4-seam fastball and square it up.
Cole 0 for 2 with a couple of punch outs. One ball, one strike. It's 2-1. This one lifted foul. 2-2.
Right now, if you're Cole, you're just thinking in terms of making contact to shorten up your swing. The frustration of striking out 6 straight at bats, especially after such a great streak he was on. Career high already this year in home runs and RBI.
Good hack at that one. Up in the zone.
And about his timing mechanism, he already has his front foot down. He has the leg kick, but he has that foot down, then the swing path through. You got difference when you look at Mike Trout, where he's trying to get that foot down as his swing path is through the baseball.
Cole reaches for this one and shoots it over to short. Marte has it. 2 outs. For Cole, a little bit of a moral victory there. He'd gone 6 consecutive at-bats with a punch-out, so gets the ground down here.
Yeah, he tracked that baseball a little bit better. That was a changeup. Pretty nice to have a 90 and 91 mile an hour changeup.
Eight in a row retired by Walker since picking off Trout in the 3rd inning. Truth be told, that should have been the 3rd out of that inning on the ball that Trout hit. Morrison had the ball pop out of his glove. Walker couldn't handle the throw, and Trout was credited with a single. This one pulled to the left side. That'll sneak through. A 2-out single. Second hit of the night for Mike. It will give Albert an opportunity to swing to bat here in the 6th.
Well, Albert just going to try to look for something on the inner half of the plate. Albert, he's going away with a fastball, though.
Yep.
Ooh, he missed location in.
Again, I mean, we've seen this quite a bit, especially of late with Albert DHing and dealing with that foot issue. They play the shift, so the right side of the infield is wide open, but they continue to pitch him away for the most part, or at least try to pitch him away. A bouncer to third, foul. And it's because of that we continue to see that pitch missed down and in, because Albert keeps trying to pull the baseball. Popped up behind the plate. Hicks gets rid of the mask, and this one into the first row of seats. What a tough 2+ months for Albert Pujols. American League Player of the Month in June when he hit 303, 224 in July, 231 in August, and so far here in September just a 205 batting average.
He's had a couple of pitches in this at bat to do some damage where Walker hasn't hit his spot.
Broken bat bouncer left side, cut off by Seager. He'll go to first, and the Angels are done here in the 6th inning. Well, to the bottom of the inning, it's 4-1 Seattle. Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber are facing off as coaches this season, and the mayhem continues Wednesday only on Fox Sports 1.
The mayhem continues.
4-1 Seattle. Wesley Wright takes over on the mound for Garrett Richards. It's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Wright pitching in his 6th game now with the Angels. No record, a 2.45 ERA, 3 2/3 innings, 3 punch outs, 1 walk. Logan Morrison leading things off, and he will look at a strike. Garrett Richards, by the way, went 5 innings tonight, 4 runs all earned, 5 hits, including the home run to Smith, 6 strikeouts and 4 walks.
100 pitches thrown in 5 innings, 62 strikes.
Morrison 0 for 1 with a bouncer back toward the mound and a walk. He shoots this one out to left. Murphy is there. 1 out. Brings up Sean O'Malley. Mike Scioscia, I guess, might be going a 1-batter situation. Going to go back out to the bullpen, playing matchup here in the 6th inning. 4-1 Seattle. AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Ford Torrance. 1 out here in the 6th inning, and it's a 4-1 Seattle lead. Mike Morin takes over now for Wesley Wright. He came in and got his job done. Morin pitching in his 35th game, 1-1 record, a 6.75 ERA. He'll be facing O'Malley, who had to go back to the dugout, get the left-handed batting helmet. He was coming up to face Wesley Wright. So she playing mind games with O'Malley. Mariner center fielder, 1 for 2. Single in the 2nd. Fielder's choice in the 4th. Speed pitch for a strike. Change up more. Tough year for Mike after having a nice debut last year for the Angels. It's a little bit better of late. Change up rolled foul.
Again, the same conversation, similar conversation with Richards. Off-speed pitch. I think eventually you're going to see Mike Morin changing speeds, throwing a little bit harder changeup, anywhere between 72 and 77, because you could do that. Trevor Hoffman, who's on his way to the Hall of Fame at some point, used to change off his changeup so well.
Yep.
Same thing with Doug Jones.
Slow, slower, slowest.
Yeah, you could still change speeds with your changeup.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seemed as if Morin, who already had a terrific changeup, fell in love with the slider. There's a called strike 3.
Because he's got good velo on his fastball. You see there at 94. His slider's a little bit flatter.
you can still throw that slider, especially to right-handers. He was trying to be more consistent against left-handed batters, and that was the conversation during the offseason. See that fastball there, a very good one. You have to throw that two-seamer to catch the inside corner to freeze the left-handed batter. Change-ups away, fastballs in. There's a slider there.
Hicks 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Angels in the 7th have Murphy, Cron, and Ibar due up. It's Taijuan Walker. That's a changeup he throws to righties.
Will cut his changeup. A little bit different than the changeup will throw to a left-handed batter. Different grip for him.
So good last year, 60 games, a 4-4 record, of 2.90 ERA. 1-2. Down goes Hicks. So 1-2-3 inning between Wright and Moore. We head to the 7th. Halos down 4-1.
Throwing the ball very well, but that quick footwork picks off. Mike Trout originally called safe. See that tag right there on the shoulder by Morrison on Trout, and then overturned, called out on the pickoff for Taijuan Walker with that quick footwork. But if you look at that move by Walker, though, a lot of times you can actually call that a balk because he's actually going home and then quickly over the first. Very difficult for an umpire to see that, but also more difficult for a base runner to judge when he's going home or over to first base. That's why he saw the pickoff.
Murphy swinging first pitch, lifts one out to left center. Slicing back toward Trumbull, but O'Malley calls for it, makes the catch. One down.
And real quick, you're going to see the move here from Walker. See that front foot? It's going towards home area and then quickly turns over. You're supposed to step right towards the base. It's so quick, it's very difficult for an umpire to see, but that in turn should be called a balk.
Cron looks at a strike. 90th pitch of the night, thrown by Taijuan Walker. 6 strikeouts, no walks, 4 hits allowed. Two and one. Cron with a base hit in the second inning and a fly ball to right in the fourth. This one lifted out toward right center field. Towering shot. O'Malley racing back on the warning track, and it slices towards Seth Smith, who makes the catch. Gave it a ride. Just in front of that 380-foot sign. Smith makes the catch for the second out.
Certainly still a pitcher's ballpark, even though they have moved the fences, especially to left center field. Ball's hit extremely well by C.J. Cron, but tracked down, rated that 380 sign in right center.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and Eric Ibar at the plate. Ibar's plate appearance, first time up in the second inning. It turned things around for the Angels in a negative way in that Halos had runners at first and third with nobody out to start the inning, and Eric was in a good hitter's count at 2-1. Got a changeup, grounded into a double play, scored the run, but that's all the Angels would get.
Especially for a guy coming off of his last game, he really struggled. If you could add on, score some more runs against him early, then all of a sudden you lose confidence. He has a lot of confidence going right now, though.
Won't get any easier tomorrow with Felix Hernandez on the mound. And Hisashi Iwakuma scheduled to go Wednesday. 1-2. Ibar goes down swinging. Another 1-2-3 inning. It's stretched out in Seattle. 4-1 Mariners. Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to MercuryInsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. By the Palazzo, Las Vegas, where every key unlocks a suite. And by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Beautiful, cool night in Seattle. It's been Mariners taking control of this one in the bottom of the second inning with 3 runs. Seth Smith with a big 2-run home run. A wild pitch made it 3-1. And then Seattle tacked on a run in the 5th with 2 outs after a walk and a single. Smith with a double to center field to make it 4-1 as the Angels have a new reliever. And it's Corey Rasmus taking over. 10th game of the season. Morin ended up going 2/3 of an inning, striking out 2. Rasmus will face the top of the order. Marte, Seager, and Cruz. Marte 0 for 2. Strikeout, a walk, and a ground out.
Solid changeup there from Rasmus. 4 pitches he has: fastball, curveball, slider, very good changeup.
Marte goes down swinging for the first down. You can follow the Angels the rest of the season with MLB.com at bat. #1 Afterlife Baseball. At bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today.
It's an excellent changeup from Rasmus. I still think the two best pitches in baseball: the fastball, a well-located fastball, and changeup.
Time called at the plate with Seager up. Seager an 0 for 3 night.
Mario Soto for the Cincinnati Reds basically was a fastball changeup pitcher, a very good one.
Seager breaks his bat, shoots one out to right field. Calhoun will play on the hop. First of the night for Seager. It'll put a man on for Nelson Cruz. Cruz 0 for 2, but he drew that 2-out walk off of Garrett Richards. CANO then singled to left field on the first pitch. Smith with the RBI double to extend the Mariner lead. Slider, one to appeal. 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, one strike. Handles in the 8th inning have the bottom third of their order coming up, and Freeze, Perez, and Featherston. Seattle has right-hander Carson Smith getting ready. Taiwan Walker, solid 7 innings tonight. 7 punch outs and no walks. 1-2. Nick Tropiano going tomorrow night against Felix Hernandez and Jared Weaver and Hisashi Iwakuma Wednesday night. Both night games. Just live will kick things off at 6:30.
High fastball, you would think now at this point might try to change up away.
Pretty much everything in the kitchen sink right there. Breaking pitch, line toward third. Freeze can't handle it. Goes off his glove. Seager keeps on running to third. Cruz will stop at first base.
Rule of thumb is, as a hitter, anytime you see a pitcher shake off that many signs, it's pretty much mean it's going to be something off speed. So you can see him stay back on that curveball very well. That's not a bad pitch because it's down at 73, but he's looking off speed because all those signs you shook off to get to that pitch. Very rarely will you see a pitcher shake off that long to get to a fastball.
James Jones takes over as the pinch runner for Nelson Cruz at first. The ball that probably should have been caught. Cruz credited with a single. So first and third, 1 out, a 4-1 Mariner lead here in the 7th. Jones 1 stolen base in 13 games. He's off to a big lead already. Texas defeated Houston tonight 5-3 in the first of a 4-game set. Cleveland ended up winning, as did Minnesota. Tag there. Jones is back. Oh, 7-1 over the Tigers. Cleveland 8-3 winners over the Royals. Jones started to go, then stopped. Good off-speed pitch. No balls on a strike on CANO. He's had a 1-for-2 game so far with a walk and a single.
Jones very good speed. It's one bag so far this year.
.25 stolen bases at AAA. Caught just 4 times.
Thing you worry about is because you have a very good hitter at the plate, and Robinson Cano, you're distracted. Especially you're ahead of the count 0-1, you have an option now if you're Mike Scioscia now to have even put a pitch out on if he's going.
Back-to-back off-speed pitches, no balls, 2 strikes.
Huge lead.
Pitch out, nothing going on. Rasmus kind of changed his motion a little bit.
Always have to stay the same exact time you would throw normally to the plate. Very similar leg kick. See, as a good base runner, you read that because you usually have a little bit higher leg kick if you're Rasmus, but you're trying to be quicker. That tells you as a base runner that something's on. You got to try to stay the course, stay exactly the same. Trust the pitch out location to the throw gives your catcher a chance to throw out the would-be base stealer. He was going again that time. See him leaning, and he quickly gets back, gets his hand in before the tag is applied.
Jones takes off. Cano lines with the center of base hit. Seager will score. Trout can't cut it off. Jones will come in to score. It's a double for Robinson Cano. 7-1 Mariners. Pardon me, 6-1 Seattle.
With Jones going on the pitch, pitcher was enough elevated and gets by Trout to allow Jones, who was going, trying to steal a base, easily comes around to score the 6th run of the game. Again, you don't want to be distracted at all when you're facing Robinson Cano at the plate. And now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia, with Seth Smith coming to the plate. 2 for 3 tonight with a 2-run home run and an RBI double off the wall at the 401 sign. .412 batting average last 13 games versus the Angels with 3 home runs and 5 doubles. We talked about how well he has swung the bat against the Angels. Well, those numbers back it up. Looked like Robinson Cano just didn't look comfortable running into second.
Been dealing with an abdominal issue. Still playing, but not at 100%. Romero comes in to pinch run for him. Seth Smith, double, the home run, and a strikeout, 3 runs batted in. Cano's been dealing with an abdominal strain. It bothers him really when he runs the base. That's why he's not able to go full bore. .3-0 count now. And now it's Danny Farquhar loosening for Seattle, no longer Carson Smith. Caught the inside corner, 3-1. 3 consecutive hits against Rasmus. Seager broke his bat, single to right. Cruz with a base hit off the glove of Freese. Now the double by Cano. 34th double of the season. Full count. Back off the mask.
Right back off the mask of Perez on that pitch, reaching down. He has his head turned also.
Smith goes down swinging for the second out. So to bring up Trumbo, who's had a 1-for-3 night. .22 pitches thrown by Rasmus. A couple of strikeouts, 3 hits, 2 runs allowed so far here in his 7th inning. Richards went 5 tonight. Wesley Ryan at 3rd, Moore in 2/3. Now Rasmus here for the 7th. I'm sure Socha was hoping that Rasmus be able to get a couple of innings out of Rasmus. Now Cesar Ramos begins to loosen the pen. Trumbo hammers one out towards center field. That is off the top of the wall. Comes back into play, and they're saying that's in play. A run will score. Right now it's a double with an RBI.
The ball was hit right on the line.
That's right over the line, isn't it?
I'm talking about hit on the line like a rocket.
Yeah.
Pitch upstairs. We remember Trumbo very well wearing that Angel uniform. Anything elevated, he hits the ball hard. It's upstairs.
I think that should be a home run, shouldn't it?
It looked like it right on top.
No argument. Brad Miller will pinch run for Trumbo. Now it's a 7-1 lead. Especially on a cool night like tonight, that ball got out in a hurry. Trumbo picks up his 11th double, 37th run batted in.
Talked about how well the Seattle club has been hitting since August 15th, averaging over 5 runs a game. Early in the season, that was certainly not the case.
Two balls and no strikes on Logan Morrison, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Two and one. Whoa. 3 and 1. Well, like the last batter here for Rasmus. Morrison fouls it back and out of play. Full count. Caesar ready to go. Seattle with a 4-1 lead coming into the 7th inning. But, Rasmus has coughed up 3 runs here in the 7th. Mariners extended their lead to 7-1 now. We were hoping for no carryover effect from yesterday afternoon's loss. That one's inside, ball 4. So that might be all for Rasmus. There is a little bit of a carryover, at least we're seeing it here tonight from the pitching side.
No
and on the offensive side as well. Pitching change. 7-1 Seattle. We're in the 7th. strong fan photo of the game. Tweet us your strongest fan photo to hashtag West State of Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast. And it's brought to you by T-Mobile. We're still in the bottom of the 7th inning. Seattle has struck for 3 runs. They lead at 7-1. Cesar Ramos comes out of the bullpen to try to get the 3rd and final out of this 7th inning. 56th game, 2-1 record, a 2.06 ERA. 59 games career high for him back in 2011. He's going to face Sean O'Malley, the center fielder, who's 1 for 3 with a base hit. Miller, the pinch runner at second base. Morrison's over at first. O'Malley coming into tonight at the Major League level, 10 games. They've gone 8 for 20, 4 for 10 from the right side, 4 for 10 from the left side.
Consistency.
Yeah. One ball, one strike. He could become the next Willie Bloomquist here. The ever popular Willie Bloomquist.
That's what they're talking about. He'd be a perfect super utility player next year for him.
Willie from Washington State, as is O'Malley.
Play the outfield, can play the infield, can run well. Guy you could put on some certain situational hitting with him.
Breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one up the middle. It's a base hit. Miller being waved around. Trout comes up firing way off line. This run scores, makes it 8-1. That run gets charged to Rasmus.
Second hit of the game for O'Malley.
Hey, what is that ball got to Trout? I thought he had a better shot at throwing out Morrison at third base than he did Miller at home.
Jammed him and fought that one off into center field. And a throw on the first base side of home plate.
8-1 Seattle. John Hicks, the 9th man to bat this inning, pulls this one down the line, foul. Hicks 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts. So 0-2 count. That's a swing and a miss. The ball gets by Perez. A wild pitch brings in a run. O'Malley to second, 9-1. We talk about the wheels coming off here in the 7th inning.
Breaking ball right in the dirt. And Perez cannot find where that baseball went over his glove. Kind of reaching out for it. You got to try to get your body in front if you can.
So Marte, the shortstop, spins around to hit from the right side now. He started this inning off by striking out against Rasmus. He shoots one out to center field. That ball's hit well. Trout racing back, reaches up, and it's over his head. O'Malley comes in to score, and it is 10-1 Seattle.
Sound off the bat. Great over the head of Trout. Leaps up, trying to make the play on it. Unable to do so. And another hit in this inning for Seattle.
Here's Seager. He hits one out to right field. Playable for Calhoun. This inning, mercifully, is over. 6 runs on the board. We head to the 8th, 10-1 Seattle.
Angels trailing the Mariners 10-1. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Nothing really going the Angels' way here tonight, but we'll find something to talk about in our Angels Live postgame show. I'll be joined by Jose Mota, fresh off his Mota Mondays on Twitter. That certainly was very successful. We'll hear from Mike Scioscia and talk about the Angels' struggles on the road. If Oakland is able to win tonight in Chicago and the Angels lose this game, the Angels will have the worst road record in the American League. And Victor and Mark, you guys know it. You want to make the postseason, you need that road record to be right around 500 at the very least, and it's going to be tough for the Angels to get there this season.
Yeah, I can't recall the last time the Angels were at 500 out on the road this year. It's been that way from the get-go.
Yeah, from all the years in the past, though, this club has always played very well on the road. This is really shocking this year, Dale. Inconsistent they played on the road this year.
Danny Farquhar pitching in his 35th game, facing David Freese. The first one's up in the end. Farquhar facing Freese, Perez, and Featherston here in the 8th.
Farquhar fastball 90-94, cut fastball. There was a lot of them. Curve, changeup.
1 ball, 1 strike. Taijuan Walker went 7 innings tonight for his 7 strikeouts, 1 run. Seager has this one to the backhand. 1 down. Texas defeated Houston earlier tonight. The loss, if the loss occurs for the Angels tonight, they would remain 4.5 back in the West, and they would fall to 4 games back in the wild card. But Cleveland just a half game behind them.
And further behind the Minnesota Twins.
David DeJesus pinch hitting here for Carlos Perez. Got a feeling you'll see wholesale changes happening when the Angels take the field. 10-1 game in the 8th inning. Matt Joyce has come out to the on-deck circle. He'll bat for Featherston. This one cued off the end of the bat. Marte bobbles it, has no play. Well, some spin on it.
Also may see Jet Bandy making his debut in the major leagues tonight behind the plate.
So Marte gets charged with an error. That was a tough error.
It's a real tough play, especially to spin off the end of the bat like that.
I mean, Morrison does it. The one that Trout hit. But whatever. Got other things to worry about. Here's Matt Joyce pinch hitting for Featherston. 177 on the year. Farquhar misses down and away. I think the Angels have Cam Bedrosian getting ready in the bullpen. He'll pitch the bottom of the 8th. Down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Joyce doesn't like the call. 1-2.
Yeah, that pitch about a baseball off the outside corner.
Full count. Farquhar, a strange season for him, and really the entire bullpen for Seattle. So good, so consistent last year. Farquhar had a 2.66 ERA, 66 games last year. ERA north of 5 this year. As Joyce pulls this one towards second. Miller has it. Fires to Marte for one. The relay back in time, inning-ending double play. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 10-1 Seattle. Bedrosian takes over for Cesar Ramos, who ended up going a third of an inning. And get charged with a run on a couple of hits. Cam pitching in his 27th game, a 1-0 record at a 5.27 ERA. A number of changes as we expected at the 10-1 game in the 8th inning. The most notable, of course, is Jet Bandy making his major league debut behind the dish. 25-year-old, Thousand Oaks High School and the University of Arizona. Had a terrific AAA season and gets a chance to see big league time here in this kind of runaway game.
Tell you what, I was watching his batting practice today. He had some mammoth home runs. He's always been a very good receiver behind the plate, very good catch and throw catcher. It's always been about his offense, and his offense really turned it on this year. Congratulations to him making his major league debut here tonight.
Hitting .291 this year at AAA with 11 home runs and 60 runs batted in. They're just going through the lineup card because the Angels have an entirely new look to their defensive alignment. Efrain Navarro in left field. DeJesus stays in the game. He's in center. Joyce stays in the game. He's in right. Caleb Coward takes over at third. Ryan Jackson is the shortstop. Kyle Kubica seeing his first action at the major league level at second base. And then, of course, Jet Bandy behind the plate. All the changes, according to Kerwin Danley, was making a lot of motions. That just means that the changes are straight up,
yeah,
thankfully.
He's probably thinking, I need a new pen now.
Yeah.
I ran out of ink. Look at that scorecard right there on the wall for Seattle.
Yeah, whenever you talk about September call-ups, it could turn into a spring training game. James Jones leading things off. He cuts through the first one. Jones took over as the pinch runner for Nelson Cruz. He's the DH now. First plate appearance. 2 for 18 this year.
Pretty good target set there by Bandy. How quiet he is behind the plate. Had to frame that breaking ball in the zone. Looked like it was in the strike zone.
Big kid, big target, 6'4".
Like Joe Mauer type catcher. Saying that target wants him to bounce that potentially.
Bouncer back up the middle. Will sneak through for a base hit. The 12th hit of the night for Seattle.
And that breaking ball for Bedrosian got too much of the plate. Head of the count, you can bounce it. It's where Bandy wanted him to throw that one. It's lower part of the strike zone. But when you're ahead, you can expand the strike zone.
Romero's first plate appearance. Pinch ran for Robinson Cano. 3 for 16 this year at the big league level. One to Romero.
Tied him up with that fastball inside.
And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the change is not straight up. The Angels in the 9th inning will have Kubica, Bandy, and Cowgill. Cowgill will be coming in and pinch hit for Albert Pujols, the DH. Arrow late on that fastball, goes down swinging for out number 1. So we get to see Jet Bandy's first major league at bat. Seth Smith coming to the plate now. 2 for 4 with a home run, a double, 3 runs batted in.
Here's the top tier play of the game brought to you by Arco. Well, the Angels had an early lead, but that lead went away on that swing. Seth Smith, 2-run home run to right field. Continues to swing the bat well against the Angels last 13 games, over 400 batting average.
Home run for Smith is 11th. 40 RBIs now in the season. Takes a breaking ball low. 2 balls and no strikes. A rough night here in Seattle. The game within reach, at the very least, going into the 7th, the bottom of the 7th. So Seattle scored 6. This one bounced over to third. Cowart goes across the diamond for the sure out, 2 down. Jones ends up at second.
You see all the different names and names crossed out, the new names in the lineup in the batting order at this point.
Here's Brad Miller for his first at bat. .253 hitter this year, 9 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Rasmus gave up 5 runs in his 2/3 of an inning in the 7th. Ramos gave up a run. It was earned. 2 hits. Wild pitch.
Come on, Brad.
No balls, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Looks like the Angels will be facing a lefty getting ready in the bullpen. Farquhar working 1 inning. Miller, a swing and a miss. That's the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the 9th inning with Seattle leading at 10-1. As we begin the 9th inning here, rough night for the Angels and a rough way to kick off this 10-game road trip. Angels on the verge of dropping a game of the wild card and falling 4 back as Rob Rasmussen takes over. 16th game. 2-1 record, 11.68 ERA. Picked up the July trade deadline. He's going to face 1, 2, and 3. The new 1, 2, and 3 for the Angels here in the 9th inning. Kyle Kibitsa, Jet Bandy, and Colin Cowgill. Kibitsa just saw action for the first time in his professional career at second base. Playing in his 17th big league game this year. 200 average, 1 RBI. Still looking for that first big league extra base hit. First one in for a strike. Farquhar 1 inning. Taijuan Walker 7. He's in line for his 11th win. Richards would take the loss, his 11th of the season. No balls, 2 strikes. Rasmussen, 26-year-old out of Poly High School in Pasadena, to UCLA. Second round pick of the Marlins in 2010.
See a lot of pitchers with this as they set up to throw the pitch with the glove right there on the shoulder. It's kind of odd looking, but you see quite a few pitchers doing that now.
I guess it's one place to put the glove.
Sort of with Doolittle doing that.
Kyle drives one out to left. Merrill back. Puts it away for the first out. Here comes Bandy for his first big league at bat.
Very solid season in AAA.
I'm just looking at the transactions, by the way, for Rasmussen. He's been on the move quite a bit for a guy who just got drafted in 2010. Tell you about that in just a second. I mentioned the 293 average for Bandy at AAA. Takes up and away. Foul back. Rasmussen drafted by the Marlins in 2010. Traded in 2012 with Matt Dominguez to the Astros with Carlos Lee. The Astros traded him to the Dodgers for John Eli. Dodgers traded him to Phillies for Michael Young. Phillies traded him to Toronto for Brad Lincoln. And then, of course, this year getting traded over to Seattle. Have lefty will travel. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Sure, a lot of fans back in that Thousand Oaks area in California watching this at bat for Jet Bandy.
Outside. 3 balls and a strike with Colin Cowgill on deck. Three-one pitch, fouled straight back.
It's a good 3-1 swing at that fastball on it.
We're in Howie Kendrick's old 47. Payoff pitch. Bandy this one out toward right. Smith comes in. 2 outs. So the Angels down to the last out. Calgill will pinch hit here for Albert. Just 4 hits on the night for the Angels. Calgill, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Calgill, such a big part of that 98-win club last year. Nice job in the field. Some very important hits. Has been healthy this year, though.
Slow breaking ball missing, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Halos have dropped to 72 and 71 on the season, and lose a game in the standings in the wild card. 2-1. Calgill breaks his bat, loops to the left center. That'll get down for a base hit. So Collins on board for Caleb Coward. Taking over for Freeze over at third base in the bottom of the 8th. Switch hitter. 8 for 42. The big leagues. 1 home run and 4 runs batted in. Caleb lines one out to center field. Jones comes in, puts it away, and that's the 3rd out of the ball game, as Seattle takes game 1 by the final of 10-1.
Boy, this one had started off well, scoring a run early in the game, back in that 2nd inning with an early lead. Then all of a sudden, Seth Smith, what a game he had swinging the bat. Seattle with 10 runs. We talked about how well their offense has been going since August 15th, averaging over 5 runs a game. So we can see that tonight with 12 hits on 10 runs, and Walker was also outstanding for Seattle.
Taijuan Walker picks up his 11th win. Garrett Richards drops to 13-11 as the Angels get this 10-game road trip off to a disastrous start. A 10-1 Mariners victory. Stick around. Angels Live postgame is coming up next.